Hello. I'm sitting here working on my art. Thought you guys might like to join me. In case you're wondering, I don't usually wear glasses anymore. I actually got the LASIK surgery a couple years ago, so I don't have to wear glasses all the time. But after working on computer all day long, a lot of times my eyes get drained, and to work on little detail work, it gets a little blurry, which just comes with getting old. So these are just cheaters. They're not prescription or anything. I just got them at like Walgreens. Right now, I'm working on a stippling that I've been working on for like at least 6 months, off and on. I don't work on it every single day, but I try and put a couple hours a week into it. A stippling as a medium, it looks nice, but it just takes forever. Once I'm done with this one, I probably won't be picking up another stippling anytime soon. It doesn't have a lot of payoff, I guess. You could work on it for an entire hour and you can't hardly even tell because it just takes so long. Just the process takes so long. And if you don't know what stippling is, just I'm using these Micron pens, which they make a line that's 0.25 millimeters, and I'm using them to shade, so I'm just tapping to make an image. So just gonna show you on the little scrap paper here. Can you even see that? And that's probably about 30 dots or so. And you just use them to shade your subject. Now you do that like a billion times until it looks like an actual image. But it takes a long time. I'm not sure what my next project is going to be. I know I'm still going to be, painting El Payaso, but probably pick up another oil just because I like oil so much and there's so much color to work with and it blends out so nice. If I make a mistake, I can just paint right over. It's not like this where if I dropped my pen on it, it'd be like, a few months of work. I'd have to work to cover it up. Fortunately, it would probably only be one little smudge or a smear that I could probably hide, but with the oil, I could just change the whole thing if I want, which I did several times on the first oil I did. I kept moving things around until it looked nice. And it must have worked, because that one got the blue ribbon at the state fair. It's the first time I ever entered anything in the state fair. Took the blue ribbon. So a lot of people ask me if I've taken like art classes or, what kind of education in art I have. And really, it's just high school. I had a really great art teacher in high school. His name's Jim Ward. And I picked that up my sophomore year of high school. I got into his class and I just loved it. I've always had a creative aspect, but to be able to, you put the tools in my hands to be able to use that and express it. And I tell people, it's the only thing. These are the only skills that I learned in high school that I still use. which is kind of sad. For the most part, the math and the science and stuff, I never use that. I just think a lot of that stuff is pretty pointless unless you're going into some kind of engineering or something like that. What I think they should teach kids in school is like how to balance a checkbook or invest your money, or they should have like specialized, if you want math, or they should have a basic, like, you should know how to add and subtract. But for like the calculus and stuff, who uses calculus? I mean, like the average person, really. I haven't used anything that doesn't involve, like a 4-function calculator in like 20 years. All that time I spent worrying about stupid math homework could have better been spent, working on my art or learning a different skill, something that I actually use. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we all got gypped on that. All these electives, required electives are one thing, but all the required, stuff that you have to have in order to graduate, I always thought it was pretty pointless, a lot of it. And you can tell that it is because I haven't used it since. I passed the test and that was it. Haven't seen any of that stuff since. I feel like the light's going on and off. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, I got into art class when I was in my sophomore year. And I really liked, and he was a very small space that he had, but he had a kiln in there, so we did a lot of sculpture, and he had a couple of wheels, so we would throw pots, and he just gave us a little bit of everything, even though his supplies were like nil. He gave us an appreciation for the art, and even like abstract art. I remember he had a stool on one of the tables, like in the corner, and you weren't allowed to have gum in his class, so he'd say, spit your gum out, but you'd go and you'd stick it on that stool. And the gum had just gotten like, it's like that, there's a place in like Seattle or something where it's just like a wall of gum. This stool had just become this gum monster, so, and the kids wanted to, add to the stool. So it kept them from, chewing gum during class, but, they got to keep throwing it on that thing. Just creative things like that he would do all the time. And I got to the point where my senior year, I had all my required stuff out of the way. All I had was like, I think I only had 3 classes during the day. It was like math, science, English, just the basic required classes. So I could either like a lot of the kids, they just go to school for a couple hours and then they go to their after school job. But I didn't. I actually picked up 3 extra art classes, just electives, and I just stay in the art room all day long. I'd go to my math class and then go back to the art room and then go to my science class and then go back to the art room. I just spent like my entire senior year in the art room, which I learned a lot from Mr. Ward, and I really appreciate that he had a passion for the arts and instilled that into his students. So people ask me all the time if I sell my art, and I don't, that's not why I do it. I have like a little page where I can go and post and people can order prints and have them put on like t-shirts and mugs, and every time I go on there's like some new stupid things like, you can have your art on a shower curtain or like a pencil case. Okay. Not sure why someone would want my art on their shower curtain, but okay, if you like that, go for it. But as far as the originals, I don't sell my art. You know, the only people that have, I actually like to keep my originals because I pour so much of myself into the piece. To sell it to somebody would be like putting your kid up for adoption. I can't even. Yeah, that would not even enter my mind to do that. These are my babies. These are my creations. I would not sell my art, the originals to somebody. I'm putting myself into this. I like it. I want it. It's mine. It is me. So there's only very few, just a handful of people that have originals of mine. Actually, I think there's only 3. My mom has one, and actually, she may have given hers back to me to touch up. So my mom doesn't have hers right now. I have it. So just 2 at the moment. My best friend from high school has one. I made one for her high school graduation, and then I did give one to Puddles. He has one on his wall. So those are exclusive products, those originals. Take care of them. I've had people ask me to do things on commission, and sometimes they'll be very insistent, and they'll ask me multiple times, can you do this for me? But I can't make myself do that. Because this isn't my job, this is my escape. And if I make it my job, it's going to turn into something that I don't enjoy doing, and I'm not going to do that. So people tell me, they ask me, oh, can you draw my uncle, or, my friend, or my dog, or whatever, they want me to do, no, I'll pay you for that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Because I know as soon as I start it, it's just going to turn into this big headache, and I'll just hate doing it, and I don't want to hate doing it, because it's what gets me through the day sometimes. So I think it's cool that people like what I do enough to want a piece of it, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I like it. I do it because sometimes I need to do it just to express, So if you've asked me to do commissions, don't take it personally when I say no, because I say no to everybody. It's not just you. I learned pretty quick that that's something that I'm not capable of doing. Well, capable, but not gonna. And people who don't know anything about Puddles the Clown just think I'm super weird for just drawing this clown over and over and over again. But he's my muse, like my artistic muse. I just don't get tired of drawing him. Because he's such a character. And not only that, but he's got all these lights and darks going on. All these folds, the folds in his costume, and his expressions, and there's emotion in his, just the things that he does with his hands. Just picking through that stuff to find the little details is just so much fun. And being able to focus in on that and convey it is just I just love it. Ooh, I'm already at 15 minutes. Should probably shut up and go to bed. What time is it? I still gotta get 2,000 steps in before I go to bed, so. Can you tell I did anything on it? Not really. I'll be happy when this one is done. It's fun, but I kind of want to start something that has some color in it, so. Thanks for listening to me blab. Talk to you later.